Welcome back, fellow mobile gaming enthusiasts. It's MyTyme here, and this is another episode of MyNBA2K16. Now, today I'm going to show you my general progress as well as a little bit of season mode and a few little tips that I have picked up from playing. Now, without further ado, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come to the auction house. Okay, I have gone over the auction house before, but if I click on auction outcomes, you will see down here I've had a lot of timeouts, but then I've also had some one auctions. Okay. So auctions are going to become really important. Cards you're not using, desirable cards that you're not going to use, sell them if you can, and keep trying to resell them because people eventually will want to buy them. I mean, it's worthwhile, especially if you want to do season mode. And I'll get to this in a moment. But even taking rare cards and proing them up, it's going to be worth to keep them. Now, I am not a fan of season mode, and I'll explain why in a moment, but there will be an event coming out in this game very soon. Those of you that have been playing the game for a while or have played the previous version of it, the 2K15, will know that events come out, and if some of the events, like the Road to the Championships, I think it was called before, will require you using multiple cards. Therefore, it's going to be very hard early on to have loads of good cards, so to keep some of your rares and to pro them up will be beneficial for those kind of events. So bear that in mind, where you can get them very cheap at the moment. Buy it now's pretty much for 1001 credits. Pro yourself up some cards, pro yourself up some super rares, and keep them. Even if they don't make it into your quick game deck, they could be very handy still when the events come out. But if we click on the news here, let's see what the two newses are. We will come down and we will see first one 4 days ago. This is not new. I've obviously seen this off of my phone. And new one 25 minutes ago. You can earn up to 500 VC per day, but I don't have MyNBA2K16. So that was shit news for me. Next, what are we going to do? We're going to have a little look at the season and why I think the season is a pile of crap at this stage in time. Now, I have won my last game, but for those of you who, let's just say, haven't played the game before, quickly, season rewards will show you what you can get. Now, I'm in a super rare tier, so the winner gets an ultra rare card, random ultra rare card plus these reward points. If you come second, the super rare card and reward points, and then as you go down, the rewards get slightly worse and worse. And if you missed making the playoffs, you just get these uncommon cards. Now, you can get these uncommon cards just from playing pretty much 2 or 3 quick games, and you can get a random rare card from playing a few quick games and getting a board reset. So to play 82 games, which is I believe it's a half-hour game. It's either a 20-minute game and 40-minute break to the next game, or half-hour game and half-hour break. Basically, it's 82 hours to get through the whole of the qualifying, and then you have to do the first round, the quarters, the semis, and then the finals, and then the playoff final, I believe, if you get that far. So it's basically take you 4 days to get an ultra rare card if you win it. And if you don't come anywhere else, you can get a super rare card, pretty much, unless you're with the first round where you get a rare card. And to me, the rewards and the amount of time you've got to put in aren't really worth it. You can click on standings to see where you currently are. Now we're 16 out of 13, so I'm just about still in these playoffs, as you can see here. I can scroll up and down to see, how far in I am, if I need to bump my ideas up or not. Go back, go to schedule. It can show you what's happened in my recent games, what the scores were. I can click on a match, and it can show you where your points were made and weren't made. Now, apologies if this is a bit laggy and stuff, because I'm doing some other stuff on my computer, but you can see where you are, what your cards are like. And as you can see here, my opponent, right hand side, has no energy, which means they haven't refreshed their players. And you can see from my players, they're not particularly healthy themselves, so I haven't done mine recently. But that was a win for me. And if you were to go into managed season, this is where you can improve your team. So come to managed season, as you can see, all my players are pretty knackered now. Down the bottom, have no energies. Now, you get energies from playing quick games. You get your quick games, you win a game, you get an energy, and you can also pick energies off the board. So you can store up to 40. So in theory, you can get 2 full team heals, and then 10 out of your 15 players for the next game. Now, I have done in a previous video let you know a bit about front court, back court, how the game picks out your players, so I'm not going to go into that now. What I will go into is the fact that I still think that season mode is a pile of crap at the moment. It will become beneficial when you move up the tiers and the reward points are better, and when you can get epic and legendary cards and you can't get them as easily through just playing the game, or they cost way too much to use RP points to get, and it's going to take a long time just to get them up. But save those points, pro your cards, take little baby steps, and don't worry too much about the season mode, would be my advice at the moment, until you get a better deck. So at the moment I'll show you my cards very quickly, and here, see, I have I'm going to say his name's wrong as well, so apologies any of you Kings fans out there. I'm calling Rahon, Rondo, which is leveled up to the max, and I've almost got leveled up Jared Solinger, okay, of the Celtics. And if we go down here, I purchased both of these from the auction, and once here, see, once my what's it called, season, that's the one. Once my season's finished, I can then use these two into these and sign a pro, which is what I will do. If we go to my team, I'll show you what I've been doing. Played, what's this, 780 odd games now, so not that, well, it's maybe a lot to some people, but it's not that many compared to what a lot of people seem to have in here. I mean, look, everyone here's pretty much played more games, and I have, now that I've managed to create a bit of a team together, I have found a way to win pretty much every game, which I will share with you guys in just a moment. Notice that you will you can see 4 players, you can go back and come forward back into the game to refresh it. My team consists of 3 ultra rares, not all leveled up fully, a couple of them are just shy, and 2 super rare pros. Now if we take, for example, Rondo here, level 15, maxed up. If you look, he's got 1 stat in the 300s, the rest are late 290s, 1 in 280. Come to my Avery Bradley here, who's pro super rare, everything way in the 300s, couple in the 350s. Come to my PJ Tucker, same thing again. Okay, so it does prove that taking the tier down and proing the card will make it better than the tier above solo. Okay, it's just a fact in the game. So for example, super rare card pro, and you can see the pro by the gold crown, and the fact that it's a gold crown means it's been perfectly proed. In fact, perfectly pro doesn't matter in this game anymore. I'm chatting shit. I don't think you can't not perfectly pro it, can you? Because one of the cards have to be maximum. Yeah, so ignore that part. But what it means, it tells you it's a pro, which means it's got better base stats. It can go up to level 20 now, and it is going to be a better card than just a standard ultra rare card. But obviously, once I pro these 2 ultra rare cards that I have in my deck, then they will be better than the super rare pros. So we'll come back to the game. Let's pick a person, start up here, Roberto 310, and let's show you a couple of games. Now you play 4 quarters, you're going to get 1 double match, 3 solo matches. Okay, so every player gets used. Now if at the end it's a tie and you go into overtime, you get all 5 players back, and then you get to pick, say if it's a defense like here, you get to pick the best one for defense, and then your opponent will do, and that determines the winner. So to get into overtime, you would have to both win 2 quarters each. Now that is a lot harder said than done, because one of the quarters is going to use 2 players, which can use 2 players like a tag team, let's say for argument's sake, and that's going to be weighted higher than winning any of the individual quarters. So imagine in theory, there's 5 points up for grabs. There's 3 single points and with 2 points. So most important game to win is the 2-point match, because then that means you only have to win one of the other 3 single games you've automatically won. Should you say, for example, you win the doubles match, your opponent wins 2 single matches and you draw 1 single match, then you would be in overtime. But let me just show you here how you win. So my strategy, and I won't use any of the supports or power-ups, is here. In this example, I choose one player, pick my worst player, throw it away, because normally the computer puts out a pretty strong character. So here we go, pick a worst player, out it goes. Definitely lost this. Here you go, pro card. They go 1-0 up. Now, apologies that this is a bit laggy. This is because I said I am doing some other rendering stuff. So I'm going to keep this video shortish, and I can do another one once I've played a few more games and close to some rewards. So 2 players, the game that I say should win. So here I look at the stats, rebound and playmaking. Although I probably don't need to, just to be safe, I'm going to use a rebounding support, and I'm going to pick one of my best cards and one of my almost like kind of top cards. Is what I would normally do, but for the sake of just showing you how to win anyway, I'll pick my 2 best cards. Okay, so I wouldn't normally do this. I normally keep one of them back, but just to emphasize my point, guarantee myself to win, and I am now 56 to 51 up. I notice this has only been 2 quarters, but because I've won the 2-player game, I have an advantage. Now I choose one player. What I would do here is I pick my weaker person, potentially knowing that I'm probably going to win, because I still have a reasonably good squad for my super rare category. But if I do lose, I'm keeping myself a good player at the end, which is guaranteed to win, because the computer will keep one of its, you know, it won't have, for example, its best card left to the end. Its best card will be used before. So if you try and keep yourself a reasonable card for the end match, that tends to be my tactic. So I tried to sacrifice the first card on the first game, and then try to win the second game with either my double or a single, win the double match, and then I should have won the game by then. So we'll pick someone again, just go straight to the top. So we'll go to this J Daco, and I will try and show you again what I'm trying to say. Obviously it doesn't always work, as you see. I do have some losses. Some of those were from before, when I didn't have the cards I have now. All my cards have been got from being played, okay, so bear that in mind. I haven't bought any packs, only one of the packs from the reward points you got, but I still got those reward points from playing. So it's not a case of me going out and just purchasing these cards. So first of all, playmaking throwaway, my weakest cards. Here you go. Once again, out comes an epic. Usual tactic of the computer to let out a fairly good card. Maybe not their best card, but generally definitely reasonably decent. Okay, choose one player. Now this is where I'm going to pick one of my better cards to go 1-1. So pick this PJ Tucker. Pretty much should do the trick. As you can see here, he's fully maxed out. He doesn't have any enhancements or anything, and he wins. So it's now 1-1. Choose one player. Next tactic, I'm going to throw out my weakest card. So we'll go over here with Jarvis Solinger, knowing that if he wins, then it's a bonus for me. If he loses, I'm here to try and win the double point match, because here I'm keeping my best two cards. Now, I don't need to use the enhancements, so I won't, but what you could do is still use your rebound or your support cards. But I've now kept my 2 stronger cards to the end, guaranteed to win this. You can see they've got 2 super rares, they're not pros or anything. Excuse me. So I've played the game purposely to keep myself those 2 cards to the end to guarantee myself to win. I already had 1 win earlier, and all I've got to do is win the double match. Now you can only get 2 picks in this. You can't get 3 picks for winning all 4 quarters or anything like that. So there is no advantage to do it. You just guarantee yourself to win. Notice how I got an energy automatically. So it's got 2 down the bottom now. So I play these games to get energies to help my season mode. So once again, we'll come up here. We'll use this. Tell you what, this TK the Arab. Here you go. He hasn't lost a game according to this. Let's see if I can beat him. Now I'm going to use my same strategy. See if it wins. Just because he hasn't lost any games doesn't mean that he hasn't lost them. What it means is he could have potentially just quit the game before losing, so it doesn't get recorded and come back in. But that's for another day. If you want to be immortal, I can teach you to be immortal. Okay, here, so I'm going to throw out my weakest card now, and he's going to throw out an epic card most likely, if he's got one. Or okay, so pro, not quite fully done, but that's fine. Next game, rebounding singles. So here we go. I'm going to lay out my best card and want to make this to 1-1 here, and I make it to 1-1. Okay, he has used a boost, but it's still not going to be enough. It's shitty when it's lagging. I'm really sorry. I'm going to cut this video after this, but I'm just trying to show you how I've been playing. Choose one player. Now, we're tied 51-51. I want to win the doubles game, so I know I'm going to lose this one, okay? So once again here, I want to pick my worst card overall. And once you actually compare the stats, there's not a lot between the two of them. It's just Rondo is also a lot better on the playmaking. And he's a lot better on the playmaking by quite a lot, 24 points. Everything else is pretty close between the two of them. There's not much more than, 6, 7, 8 points. So we'll throw out Sullinger again. Now, he's got a chance of winning this, and he hasn't quite won it. He lost. So my opponent is 2-1 up in quarters. Last quarter, the 2-player one, double points up here. Now, I'm going to do this without using enhancements, okay? Because I basically don't use them anyway at the moment. But if you are worried here, you could use this enhancement. As you can see, I could get +6 to the playmaking, so I'll go up by 12 points overall. But now I've kept myself 2 cards, which I reckon are going to be good enough to do this. And as we can see here, it will be close, and I still win because my cards are fairly strong. So TK the Arab, who has played over 1,000 games and hasn't lost a game, is not invincible. He has just been beaten. So if you're watching this, apologies. If you're not, fuck you. But there you go. So basic gameplay. I quite enjoy it, to be honest with you. I like the cards. I think they look great. I really do think they look good. There's a load of cards at the moment. There will be more out. They need to bring an event out. They need to get the event out soon. And this is what I've been doing. I'm going to plough through, get some ladder rewards. I'm not too sure when the next ladder reward is, but I should come up to a card as a next reward. 5,000, is it 1,000 points, I think, is it? 500 games, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I get one foil player card at your current deck level for 1,000 games. Now, I'm going to fall short of this before I do it, because if you notice here, I'm in ultra rare at the moment. I've got 2 ultra rares that I can pro up, plus I will probably get another one of these, probably this guy here, this Brook Lopez, and potentially pro him up as well if I don't pull any other ultra rares in the next 150 odd games. So that I can be pushed into hopefully epic tier. So when I get that card, I get an epic card, not an ultra rare card. So that's the plan, but it might not work out that way. So yeah, so this is where we're going. I mean, that's what we're doing. Just quick look into the game. If you have any questions, or you want to ask anything, or you want me to try something, show you guys anything, please leave me a comment. I'll do my best to accommodate you. I'm not on here for anything apart from my own pleasure. So if you wish to like it, you can. I'm not going to be one of those people sitting there saying, please click the like button. It's not going to change my life. If you enjoy it or you want to subscribe, please feel free to. I'm happy to try and show you guys whatever you ask. But this has been, this is it for now. I'm going to go in and play some games, and I will probably do another video once I get close to that 1,000 mark, or if they happen to release a event that's going to come up. It'll probably be like a road to the playoffs or to the championships, whatever it's called, and I will show you the rewards, etc., and kind of what goes from that. Although, to be fair, I haven't actually played one of those before because I joined 2K16 at the end, so yeah, I might actually fuck up on that, so you guys might be watching it and commenting saying, no, this is what you do, you twat. But anyway, there you go, quick game, little tip for you there, showing you how it works against people with good decks. showing you a little bit of the season mode, what you need to do to keep up to date with it, how long you need to do it for, and what a load of crap it is basically. Apart from that, been my time. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, take care of yourself.